that I meant to flatten the position and went through. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good though. What happened to you guys still there? Can you guys still hear me in Discord? Oh, dear God, man. Fucking course, man. Like now. Back yet. Oh, we'll see how long this takes. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, team. We are back. We are back. Sorry about that. Was having some network issues and stuff, but cleared it all up. We are back at it. Hopefully, you guys can see the stream. And I think I don't know if this price action is right. Yeah, it sure is. Price action is right. So let's see if we can get that move up. Jeez Louise. We got stuck like in a wick candle, I bet you. You don't see ANQ rising today. Except Donald Trump tweet at 3 p.m. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know that. I think a lot of us are waiting for that, my friend. You know? How you doing, Pran? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Can you guys see my stream and hear me just fine? Just making sure. Okay, good, good, good. Glad to hear it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Positive and Woodward. 512. Okay, so we're further up. We're like right around 12. We're pretty close to being accurate on this. Actually, we are actually pretty close to being accurate. I mean, the Bears can take this thing down. The Bulls will take it. It'll just be a slow, crummy grind. You know, it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be easy. It'll take a while for it to materialize. There's a 517 right now. 512 again. We gotta get to that 540, but that's what we need. Get a 540 and we're home free. We'll start making a leg up. Come on, Bulls. Come on, we want to eat good today. Just going green now. Can I stack? Let's stack one more. That's so weird. It's so weird that it just gets laggy. And I've only got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 windows open, 5 browser tabs open to be exact, and then a bunch of chat windows open and Streamlabs, Discord. No, I don't think I'm using like all my system resources. Got my plugins all turned off, even the stuff I've made. This weekend ought to be fun. I'm gonna work on Strike Log. I'm gonna work on Strike Log this weekend. As a matter of fact, I even figured out how to get live price data. So there's instructions on how you could use like a Charles Schwab. You can set up like a developer account and you can pull live price data without having to pay for it. I've been working on it all the way around, trying to get it to where it's like a cool, strategy builder. I think we're positive on this, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, refresh. Oh, we are refreshed, baby. We are refreshed. And we're green. We are green on the trade. Let's go. Thank you, Jesus. Nope, no sound. I guess my Stream Deck isn't working. Oh, there it is. Oh, can we take it higher? I think we can. Come on. Come on. I want that 567. Can the Bulls do it? Can the Bulls take it? They're gonna hold this. Where are we at? 540. They're fighting it. They don't want to let it go. Is this going to be the time? I mean, we're at the top of the hour, 6 minutes past. Got like 24 minutes for London to close out their session. They're going to swing longs. There's 535. Yeah, this thing is so slow. Go back down to 524. We're underwater in our position, right? Oh, yeah, because prices down right here. Price is like right over here somewhere. Which I don't understand how. Yeah, I don't even know. Lucky. It's too volatile right now, man. I'm not playing options right now. That's why, if you notice, I haven't been playing options. You haven't heard me talking about it. Have they posted yesterday's Coach Matt's lab yet? I need to rewatch it. I didn't see anything about it in our chats. Our chat groups have been pretty quiet today, so I would imagine maybe support might be super busy with the new platform. We've got trade C, we got some sales going on. So, and the whole new refresh dashboard from Blue Sky. I mean, yeah, no, those guys don't like to have easy days. They love to pile on the work. Those guys just love it, putting out fires every day. Like, damn, those guys should be firefighters. There you go, submit a ticket. Poor RQ. You know what? I send messages to him in like all of our channels. He's so busy, he doesn't respond. I know he's busy because the dude loves to talk. Like RQ loves, he's chatty, but man, he is so busy, he don't even have time to chat. He's just boom in his thing. He's supposed to be transitioning though. He's gonna be helping us out more with the stream team. So I'm looking forward to that. I like RQ. He's a funny dude. Need help? Open a ticket. There you go. Don't forget to open a ticket. Oh my God, this is gonna take so long. Just go up. We're already in you. Oh my God, why am I don't, why do I feel like I'm marrying this bias? Oh, we're not stopped out yet. Multiple times. You want to get those guys mad, don't you? You want to get them. Don't be a habitual line stepper, Tiff. Do not be a habitual line stepper. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? On the 15, I mean, we're right on the 200. But then again, I mean, we're trying to turn a bad trade good. That's what we're really trying to do. Because we really didn't even want to take the long. We were trying to flatten. Don't put that out into the world, Woodward. Do not put that out in the world. Why would you do that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you put that out in the world? I got this long. Look at me, man. I'm down $70. My poor kids, man, they're hungry, dude. They're hungry. They need food, bro. I got three little Mexican kids eating me out of house and home, man. No, I'm just fucking with you. What am I supposed to tell them when they get home? It was Woodward. He put that bad mojo into the world that it was gonna dump. We're okay though. We're okay. I think we're okay. Jesus, it doesn't look like we're okay. Oh man, there's 506 pushing lower. Oh my God, they're gonna give up the 200, aren't they? These mother truckers. Oh my God, and there's a bearish divergence. I mean, I can see it on the chart. Mm-mm-mm. Not buying it. And there's 495 now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm gonna stack an order there. Art is so freaking behind. Let's see. Let's see. It's 502 and a quarter. Well, hoping they'll hold this level right here. Come on. Come on. Hold this dang thing. Well, that is a good question. When will London start taking profits? There we go. Come on. There's 512. Come on. Do it. Do it. Come on. Go. It's 517. Let's go. We're green. We're green, fam. We're break even. Damn it. We're there for like, okay, we're green again. Oh man, we're down again. Cheese and rice. Come on, hold it. Hold it together, Bulls. You can do it. They don't want to hold the 200. Bears are still stepping in, stuffing this down 501. Ah, come on, we need 566, man. Stop messing around. Stop messing around. Iran's peace response proposal is supposed to drop today. They will be officially replying to the US today. This is being reported by CBS News. That's kind of interesting that they're gonna do that. They're gonna issue an official response because that means that they want to make sure that whatever they say cannot be argued by the president. So if they say that they're not accepting the terms and you know whatever, then it means that that's how they're going to do it to make sure that I guess it can't be manipulated and twisted around because it's going to be this is their official stance. So really going to be interesting. That's going to bring in some uncertainty into the market if that starts really to kind of go around the internet. Maybe we'll see more consolidation. We're down at 487. There's 481. There's 482. Can we hold this 482 though? We bounced off this spot, kind of consolidated on the lower time frames. Looks like the 486 is going to hold. There we go. Come on. There's 492. Come on, get us back to 500. There's 484. Ah, stuffing this thing back down. Oh, they're the Bears. There's 466. It's 47. Looking the same as yesterday in the market. What did we do yesterday? We sold most of the dance, and then we didn't even catch that bid at the latter half of the day, did we? Let me look at yesterday's chart. What did we do yesterday? Oh, we got that pullback. It was just a staircase down. It's just like took hours though. It wasn't until 9:45 that we started dipping. And then we consolidated for a minute, and then going into New York lunch, we sold off. Where Justin was kind of upset that he didn't get to hang with me while that happened. It was a 476. They're trying to hold it. Dang, this thing is way low. I don't know what time frame to put this thing on so I can see it. It doesn't stay current on any time frame at all. Let's look at this on the 30. I should just cut this. This is worthless now. 468. I mean, they could make a W on this, honestly, though. Let's see. What does this look like on the 5 minute? Yeah, they could make this into a W, actually. They wanted to, but I don't know if they will or not. Let's look at it on the 5 minute here. Nah, it just looks like crap. I should just get rid of this. This is stupid. Or reverse it. No, I'm not reversing it. I don't like using the reverse button. It'll go instantly against you. Dang, man, this thing is just gonna go. Gold has been ripping. I wouldn't think we would go lower with the news that we're gonna get a response from Iran, but oh man, I'm getting sell signals now on the NAS. $589. Oh man. I'm just worried that this thing I won't see it when it goes green. I won't be able to get out of it fast enough. I'm gonna put my take profit right there just in case. Oh God. Just in case. Get that push. Well, that's a heck of a move right there. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on this for a minute. Come on, get up there. Maybe I should just put the stop there, right? We'll just put the stop there at that wick low. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that. Oh, there we go. That's a nice move. Oh, I just moved that. Yes. Yes. 358. Come on. Come on. Get back up there. Is that shorts covering the fake out? Thoughts on trade C? I think it's a cool idea. Um, my data is all delayed on this thing. It is so delayed on this thing. So I'm a little frustrated that it's not working the way I'd like it to work or as responsive as what I'd like. I feel right now that it's less responsive than TradingView. Just the unfortunate thing right now. There's some cautious hope that we could get some kind of progress with Iran. So that's what this is. More the rumor. Come on. Yeah, I'm sure that we'll probably have a few kinks to work out, but I know on a good note, it's rhythmic. So those guys have a big team of folks, so it's not some fly by night product, and we know that it's not going to get rug pulled from under us for some reason. So there's always that positive side of that. A bigger, probably, I know for sure a bigger development team than like Volumetrica. So, you know, obviously there are some things that don't work on it. So I'm sure that, it's going to be one of those things that they're probably going to be plugging away at this thing feverishly. I'm going to talk to Steven, the guys though, over the weekend and see about this because, it's difficult to use it with the lag. Maybe they can help me out or, direct me in what I got to do to, get it to work right and stuff. I've got the site added to like my allow list and everything, but right now it seems to be no, it's wrong. It's wrong because price is at 545, 550, and on the chart here you can see it's at 553. We're trying to tilt there. Looks like we got that green Renko on Steve's chart. Dude, we got it on Steve's chart. Man, come on, get up there. I don't want you down here. Come on, London. No, I'm in a real account. This is my blue sky eval. I took a hit. I'm down 355 bucks for the day. But if we hit my take profit, I will be green. Yeah, not quite 100, but I'll be green. I was up yesterday. I made like 200 bucks in this thing. It's a mess. It's because I'm on the 32nd. That's why. Because we're on the 32nd. That's why. You won't see the structure like this though on a higher time frame. It'll look a lot different. All right, Steve's got two green Renko candles. It might be a game on situation, ladies and gentlemen. What would be our next stopping point? That would be right around 587. Man, we gotta stop messing around, man. This is not this is not funny at all. There we go. Should we put our stop in the money and just protect ourselves? What do you say? I think we should. Might not be time, but you know, we'll put it right there at 519. I don't really like it there because you got the 26 right here, so it can easily come back to the 26. That would be its support. Come on, baby, go. Come on, Bulls. Oh, come on. Keep pushing this thing. Oh, yeah. You know what? You can actually see my account right here. Oh, look at that. We're green. We are green for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let's go. Push it. Go, go, go. Okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna move my stop up to what 638. That'll net us almost $1,000 right there. Oh my God. San Antonio. Oh, why? Oh, oh, that is so frustrating. I mean, thank God I moved my stop, my take profit. Oh, well, you know what? We're up, right? We're up $223 for the day, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's successful for me. You know, I always say $200 a day keeps the job away. And compound gains, you know, we get another. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We got it right here. We got strike log right here. You know what? Let me turn the AI off. Let me the AI off. Wait, no. There it is. Okay, cool. So let's go to we did 4 contracts. And if we shoot, I don't know how many trades we've taken already. So right now we're up what $223. We've actually made up one of our losses. So yeah, we take one more trade, and if we were to use let's see, a 2-to-1 max loss on that would be 125 versus, wait, is that right? Let's make sure. Yep. 375 max loss. All right. Let's see what we can do then. Let's see if we can get one more. What do you guys think? Get one more in this? Oh my God, this thing just froze again. That is so weird. Let me check this thing. Oh, it is here. Yeah, that is really weird. What? Does this thing think I'm still in the trade? Okay, now it's gone. I was like, why does it? This is kind of weird though. Oh, that's if I was actually in a position. I can flatten the overall account. Okay, 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 okay. I tell you, man, I'm learning this platform out. All right, well, let's get back into it. Shit, that was a great trade right there. What's our next one? We're 5 minutes past the London close. That's not so bad. So where's my okay? All right, my win rate is 47%. I got two green days. Got 50%. Yesterday I took a lot of trades. Why no runner? Because Ace, by the time I move my stop, my take profit, but unfortunately the chart didn't update in real time. So what looked to me like I moved it never did and didn't it didn't move my stop until I refreshed the chart, which at which time I had already taken profit according to Trade C. So I have no idea, man. It not what I wanted, but you know, this thing looks like a tilt festival. I feel a little tilted, man. Yeah, yeah. Well, it is in beta, so yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ja. This is in beta, so we're not fully launched yet. So, like I said earlier, there's gonna be some bugs, there's gonna be some issues. So you just have to be vigilant. If you happen to have a Trade C account, just reach out to support. We've got some great folks there. Got RQ, you got Papa Rich over there, and everybody else. So, they're standing by ready to help you guys. So if you do run into an issue, let them know. You know us here at Blue Sky, we're not gonna leave you high and dry. Don't listen to Ace because he'll call you names. He'll hurt your feelings. He'll give you emotional damage. Oh man, that's hilarious. It was a beautiful trade though. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? I mean, we took profit at 587.75. That damn, I mean, that was a badass trade. How much did we make on that last trade? I'm pretty sure it was $576 on that trade. Boom. Were you screaming to leave a I mean, but that doesn't mean I can't get back in. Look. I could take a runner right now. It's at a lot. It's lower than my entry. Look. In all honesty, you got to realize what happened. We had delays. We had a little lag, so we were in that short that we got kind of screwed on. You know, I flattened the position. That didn't work. I hit the buy button to reverse it. That didn't work. I refresh it, it flattens and it takes the buy. So now I'm on the, I'm in the long losing down $40, and we just turned it around. So I think it's a good play. I like the way the candles are forming on Trade C. Yeah, you know what? I do like that because you have that kind of pulse to the candle. You don't have that with Trading View. It doesn't give you like that pulsating like kind of candle, you know? The Trading View candle is more like, it's like tick, it's like point, point, point. I don't know. It's very smooth. I think the Trading View is more smooth, so you don't get to see that, the bid and sell, because that's what you're looking at. It feels like the bid and sell. Volumetrica stole you. I know some of you guys are using it. I know you. I think you're one of the guys who are using it. You had said it got a lot better. You didn't know how to describe it, but that's it. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Well, that's what I was thinking. That's the nice thing about having trading buddies, right? Oh, you know that thing that it does when it does this thing, and you see it do this and that other thing. You're like, oh yeah. That's a fun thing about being in the trading. That I think that's why I always mention, having a trade buddy and stuff like that, invaluable. I miss my trade buddy. I miss General. I don't know where he's at. To my fallen brother, and he's probably taking a break, knowing him, lucky. He's probably over there with old Betsy, his work wife. Poor old Betsy. He's lucky, man. He's bringing them lunch and everything. Is this a sell or is this just a retest? 15-second, we're right on the 200 right now. So it is kind of interesting. We've already broken below the EMAs, but it is starting to, oh, there. See, there's a 30-second right there. That's a crazy move back down. 20 minutes from New York lunch. Ooh. Ooh. That's right. Oh, they moved the sale all the way to the 31st. Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. I wasn't quite sure about when it was going to end. You got the email. Yeah, Makaram is throwing out some great tidbits. If you guys don't get the morning news, check out Makaram's email. It is awesome. Some great tidbits, market analysis, levels, his thesis for the idea on the market trend. It's some good stuff right there. And, for those of you watching on the interwebs that don't see the post inside our Discord, which I don't know why you're not in the Discord, we've got that flash sale going on. $100 accounts, 100K accounts, 200K $100 accounts, and 300K accounts for only $100. That is right, team. So take advantage of those. He goes into some serious detail. Agreed. I check out the email. It's very good. Gold unstoppable today. It's probably the easier trade, not as choppy. Let's see. Will this thing let me get into gold? Let's see. No? Okay. Let's refresh. That would be your buy spot right there, by the way. You wanted to get back into this is where you'd buy it for that next leg up. That's what I would feel. I would feel like this would be the spot you'd be buying at. If you've got If you've got conviction for more upside, this is around where you'd want to, probably consider scaling into the position. Let's go for the long. Let's do that. We'll take a smaller position size since we got a little bit of money to gamble with now. Could we get up there now with a single con? Bam. Okay. We'll put our stop right there. We'll play the 4-hour support resistance bands. How about that? That's easy enough, right? That makes sense. 4-hour support resistance. We're off the 200 VWAP and we're hoping to get over the EMAs. This is where we full port. Oh my God. Let's see. See you tomorrow. Now you're talking. Now you got a full port tickets. Did not even say that. I already got yelled out once. I don't want to get yelled at again. Stop telling people to open up tickets. I don't want that. And someone could pop in. I don't want that. Not trying to get ridden up this week. Already got one right up. Y'all are bad influences. I swear, man. Y'all just want me to get in trouble. Well, I have to blame someone. Someone's encouraging this bad behavior. Request Neil in the ticket. He won't respond. He probably won't respond if you request Neil in the ticket. Oh man, you know what? Support sympathizes. I feel bad. I know you. You know what? I'm a trader like you guys. How do you think I feel when I reach out to support and the people I reach out to have no idea what I'm asking either? Or like you reach out to support and it takes them like 3 days to respond, and you're like, dude, I've already Googled that shit. Like, where have you been all week? I want your schedule. It's crazy. It's really funny because before I got out of my company, we were doing Charles Schwab offices. They're like satellite offices and stuff. We were doing digital signage and stuff like that for their conference rooms. And when those tickets would come through, I would go with the guys because I wanted to kind of like talk to the financial advisors. I was already getting into trading at that time. So I was already like all like hook, line, and sinker. Like I had a bajillion questions. Like I didn't know Jack from Jack, but I had like a bazillion questions and I had a hunger to learn. And I would go over there and I would always stump those guys. The guys would look at me and the guys would be working and I'd be like, so what do you do here? And they're like, oh, well, I'm an analyst, or, I'm a financial advisor, or, just stuff like that. I'd be like, oh, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? And they'd be like, yeah, sure. What do you got for me? And then I just like, bleh, I just, what is this? What is this? And they would be like, what the? And and it was really sad because more often than not, I would always get like well, that's not that type of trading I do, or I'm not trading, I don't trade like that, or X, Y, and Z. And I was like, dude, then why are you here? Like, if you don't do this, then why do you have this job? Like, why are you coming here and showing up every day and advising people if you yourself are not invested in the market? Like, how can you have any insight in the market when you yourself are not vested in the market? That's like being a race car driver that never drove a race car, or being a race car instructor and, you've never driven a car. Be like, what are you doing? Like, no, it doesn't work like that. It's crazy. I hate having to do a support ticket when the new dashboard came out. I was trying to be cautious. Somebody need a ticket. That's crazy. It is. It is crazy. Well, it's like my son. Like his teacher. So he's taking a finance class, and his teacher was basically almost said something similar. He's it basically said that he's too scared to be in the market, and he's very very safe. He's very cautious, very meticulous, and very risk off. But the unfortunate thing for that is the double side. It's a double sided sword, and it's really one of those things of how young are you and where are you at in your life. But I feel that the truth is that if you're 20 years old and you're already putting money into the bank, it's money that you already are willing to lose because obviously there's no guarantee in investing, right? But the bigger picture is that if you're not being risk adverse in those long-term investments, then by the time you're 40 or 50, you will have missed massive opportunities that if you had been more risk adverse when you were more capable of being more risk adverse in your older life, when you can't be as risk adverse, you could be more risk off and have already gained the fruits of being more risk adverse in your youth. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? You're 20. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very different thing, because you might be living at home with your parents. You don't have kids yet. Maybe you're married and without kids. Maybe you're not married. Maybe you're in college. Those are prime opportunities there that you could be more risk adverse with your long-term portfolio, growing it and not worried about, oh, I'm going to lose all my money and I'm going to be broke, because it's not the reality of what your situation is. You're young, you're in your field, you're going to college, so you have the capability of, you're able to withstand a hit. You can take the hit, you can take a loss. Because when you're 40, when you're 50 years old, you got a wife, you got 3 kids, you got a mortgage, you got car payments, you cannot take that hit. You will be too scared and more worried, and rightfully so, because you have more responsibilities. See how the scope changes? And by that time, it can almost be too late. And do you really want to risk at that point? Because now you could be risking your life savings on that. So long-term investing is very, it's a complicated conversation. I think it's a complicated, but if you frame it and you build a legitimate plan, I think that anyone can build one. Really? Oh, so you have it set to where if you're in a trade and the overall account hits a profit target, it locks the account. That's not working. Is that what you're having an issue with? You know what? I wish I knew that, Tiffany. My parents are self-employed. They own their own businesses and stuff. And they taught me a valuable lesson, not just about being self-employed, but the bigger lesson about managing wealth and how to increase wealth. Because, money is funny. I'm very different than my mom and dad and their generation. But I found something really, I came to like a realization a long time ago that money is easy to get. And the way I mean that is that the money's everywhere. There's money out everywhere. Everywhere you look, everywhere you are, there's money out there for you to get. You just have to understand the method and what it takes to get it. And are you willing to do what is required to attain that? So that is ultimately my view on making money always, is that making money is easy. You just have to be willing to do what it takes to make it. Are you going to get up early? Are you going to, if you're self-employed, are you going to market? Are you going to, research? Are you going to find what your target audience is? How are you going to approach that audience? How are you going to reach them? How do you How do you gain that client? How do you retain that client? And how do you keep them to where they're with you for the long haul, that they become a tool to help you grow, you know? And that's super important, is that if you understand that, then you know that you just have to figure it out. And you just have to be creative. Do stuff that comes easy to you to make money. It's like it's kind of a freaky, it's kind of a weird like change of society in my perspective that we're facing because of AI, technology, robotics, how artificial intelligence will replace synthetics from work. Will there be some type of, basic income for universal income for folks that, at the most at basic rate? What about people that haven't worked? Will they get that income? Will it only be for people that have been working for so many years? What is that? Will that even come to fruition? Will it happen sooner before it's too late? These are crazy. These are crazy times. I think they're more. I think it's almost like I think it's more like an industrial revolution. We are long 555, Steve. We are, my friend. We are in it. Sitting at 55875 though. Not not where I want to be. How far behind is this? 4 minutes behind. Dang. Okay, that's a terrible. You know what? I'm gonna put my stop in the money. I think I'm gonna get stopped out on this though. We'll see though. But we're already green, and there's no sense in letting the green trade go red now, especially since we made up our losses and stuff. I'm leaving service, and you sound like a robot. Oh, I'm sorry. Feel like a robot. Like a robot. Like a Euro trip. Come on, Naz. Got 4 minutes till New York lunch. I'll tell everybody thank you for hanging with me in the morning session. Hope you all enjoyed the chat. Hope you guys made some money with me in the morning session. We had a couple of losers, and we 50-50, right? Where that's what Trade C said. Trade C said I'm the greatest trader that ever existed in the last like 2 minutes. Oh man, we are gonna get stopped out. No, 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 they didn't stop me out. Oh my God. Are we really still in this? Oh my God. I hate it when it does that. Let me try this again. Try me once, try me twice. Is that 553, 554, 550? Can we hold this? Still riding above the 200 here. Although in the 1 minute, you can see that we're just like trying. The Bulls know it, the Bears know it, everybody knows it. Oh man. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was like so right there. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Come on, push it up there, Naz. Get over it. It doesn't want to get over that 569. because I marked it. I know that that's a level. Oh my God. Oh, I'm out. I'm almost positive I'm out. Oh yeah, we're out. We're definitely out now. Dang. Dang, that was so close. I thought we were gonna I thought we were gonna stay in the trade. I thought we could catch that bid up, but unfortunately not. Boom, there it is. But that's why we put our stop in the money. Protect those profits, because the profits you see today, you may not see tomorrow, is what I always say. I don't think we're gonna leave much for New York lunch though. I think, most likely you're probably gonna see us range, possibly bottom side of that range at 25, 513. Top side of that being 23, 639. Don't forget we've got a response coming out from Iran about the war effort. Their response to the US's 15 point treaty. So be vigilant, keep your stops tight, do not marry your bias, get ready for anything, because we are definitely in that news driven market that we have been talking about all week long, and it's proving to be true throughout the morning session and the week. It's been like this all week. We have not broken out from that Monday candle. Coach Becky caught. That was her consensus, is that we would be consolidating within that and ranging within that candle, and definitely still the case. So although we are in a dangerous spot, if the news from Iran is not good, I think we could definitely have I think we could see some nasty downside. I think you could be seeing us hit lows as low as 23,200, 23,150. So maybe a 400 point drop if the news is not positive and negative. You know, they come out saying debt to America, then I would probably imagine stop it. We don't need it. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, if they start saying that, I mean, it's gonna drop. I'm sorry. I don't want to confess it. I ain't nobody. I ain't the prophet. I'm just some dude playing another dude trading some stocks. That's who I am. All right, Justin's coming up on stage.
Riz, what is up, my man?
Go, not much. About ready to call it a day now.
Nice, nice. Definitely. I heard your little rant about taking your money early on Fridays and getting out, and today is definitely a prime example.
Yeah, definitely. We started off in the pre-market as usual. So we started off at 8 a.m. CST. So we've been at the
Mhm.
charts, for a good 3 hours now. So, now inside of the New York lunch, so we've been kind of ranging, like I had mentioned, that 520 area, the 513. I'm still looking at this, being the bottom side of it. I wouldn't expect us to break below that, probably just kind of consolidate, top side of that being 23, 639. So, just kind of waiting for the news. We got a lot of rumors going on, obviously. I saw some reports of people talking about Pizzagate also, so we know that there was an
Oh,
increased
really?
amount. Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, there was an increased amount of pizzas ordered. So there's that
Uh-oh.
speculation. The,
You
the
know what that means?
speculation. Yeah, there might be some military operations this weekend. So, we shall see.
Yep. Yeah, really. It seems like after 10 a.m. Eastern, it's just been what I call manipulation leg. Up, down, fake you out both sides. And then you get that random 100-point candle.
Yeah. And it's a couple of different things because so I mean we got the response from Israel, and then we're supposed to have statements from Trump out today as well. So it's like manipulation, and let me give you another side of manipulation with that because we're having a 2-for-1 sale today on Friday.
Yeah, right. Oh man, so
Yeah,
everything you're telling me says if you already traded this morning, might be good to call today.
definitely so. I'm not looking at trading the rest of the afternoon unless you got money to lose and you're deep in profits and you want to be more risk adverse. Unfortunately, that
Yeah,
that's
bro.
that's the same situation that happens every Friday. Every
Mhm.
Friday, the whales that move the market, they call it a day early. They're out having champagne, they're having caviar, they're talking to Babs and everybody else about how much money they made. They're not sitting at their office trading.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason Mike doesn't trade Fridays. So what I remember, what did he say? He used to, but now it's like F around and find out Fridays. F
Yeah.
around Fridays, basically. Because even good setups get invalidated. It's tough on Fridays. You're right. But I just want to pop up, see how you were doing.
Yeah, doing good, doing good. It's been a good day, been busy. We took a couple of hits in the morning session. We were able to recover here in the afternoon just a little bit ago. Got, I don't even know how many points on that last trade. So, now up 228 inside of my Trade C account. So up 397 in the last 2 days in this account. So not bad.
There you go. That's some nice consistent gains.
Yeah, staying within the consistency. I mean, it's a 200K account. I really should be shooting for like 1.9K a day in it, especially, being that, if I want to knock it out in a month. But, for the sake of the traders and stuff like that, I'm not taking big sizing either.
Yeah, I mean, so you got to know when to size up and know when to play conservative. And I think a Friday with so much news coming out, it's good to protect your butt.
Yeah, you know, definitely so. I have to strongly agree with you on that. Fridays, it's really important because on Friday, who wants to have a shitty weekend? I'm sorry. Excuse my
That's a good way to put
French.
it.
I'm sorry. But nobody, I don't want to have a shitty weekend. I don't want my wife to ask me, "How was your week, honey, at work?" and be like, "Well, I lost like $1,000 today, or I lost like $4,000." Like, that makes me sick, and I don't want those days anymore. So I tread very light on Fridays. Friday is a real light day for me because my weekend is important, and my weekend mental real estate is even more valuable.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You know how many times I've had a great week and then I size up on Friday, try to end the week with an absolute banger, and then it ruins my whole damn weekend. My wife gets pissed at me. I'm like, oh, we're not going to dinner tonight anymore. I just lost my whole week's salary.
I mean, look at what you just said. Look at exactly at what you just said. You lost dinner for the weekend, so now we're staying home with the family. Like, how does that make you feel as a father? As the
It's
as
sad too because you plan that you were having a great week, you're hyped up all week, and then a couple bad decisions ruin your whole week, your whole weekend, and then
Mhm.
you're taking yourself out of a hole come Monday, and your mentality is just absolutely screwed.
Exactly. You're already starting off the week with the bad, but that's what I always say.
Hmm.
And that's not positive. Doesn't create a positive trading experience, and it makes it much more difficult for you as a trader because your mindset is already jacked. You already got that negative.
Absolutely.
You're almost confessing the loss now. Now you're begging
Yeah.
it on, you're asking for it. Oh, I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose. Like, why are you doing that? Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, and then the thing is, you can't do anything about it when Friday's done. There's no market Saturday. There's no market Sunday. Studying's not going to help you just because you're an idiot and sized up. It's just you did it in the moment because you wanted more, you're being greedy, and the market humbled you. And you're forced to sulk all damn weekend, you know? You can't do shit about it. Sorry to say it like that, but you can't do anything about it. And if you have been trading for any amount of time, you know exactly what the heck I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anybody do that? You guys have got to know what I'm talking about in the chat room. Because if you haven't gone through it, you are not a trader yet.
You know, the biggest thing about it is, as a trader, you have to realize in all the industries you can be in, only in trading can you manage the amount of stress you apply to yourself. You know, because if you go to any other industry, you have someone applying some type of pressure to you that's outside your control. You know, like if you're sales, you know, you have the pressure that you have to acquire new customers. So you have, you know, customer acquisition pressure, you have retention pressure, you know, these things that you don't develop and you have no control of, other than you have to manage them and find ways to, you know, avoid them or deal with them or overcome them. And in trading, it is the one aspect that you do control the stress. You can directly control it because it is all about your sizing, the management of the position, and are you able to validate why you're taking the trades? You know, are you taking those good setups? Are you practicing patience? You know, are you letting the setups develop, or are you forcing the trade? You not waiting and just getting impatient and saying, "Oh, well, I'm out of time, so I'm going to take the trade." You know, that's where you start applying the pressure to yourself, and you start turning those nuts and bolts on yourself, that you start putting yourself in a corner and making yourself do stuff that you're like, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do this?
Yeah, that's a great point too. And I think it's also, there's also nobody taking the pressure off you. Like, hey, you did a great job this week. Like, take Friday off. You already hit your numbers. You did all this. There's nobody kind of saying that. And Mr. Positive said it perfectly. That's the hardest part, not to trade. If you've had a great 4 days and you've hit all of your numbers, you hit your goals for the week. Like, go take Friday off. If you don't have to work that day, like, go to the beach, go to the park, go do something fun. You don't have to sit in front of the screen all day, especially if you already did well for the week. And that's what Fridays will do. It's always Fridays for most people. Fridays or Mondays.
Yeah. You know, I remember when I was getting into trading, and you know, my first year and a half in, I still had the euphoria of how much I enjoyed and loved trading, and all I wanted to do was trade. All I want to do is see a chart. And you know, to be at the point that I'm at now is so drastically different, to where I'm like, I don't want to trade, but oh my God, I want to trade. You know, it's like I want to take my trade, but it's like, oh, you know, it's like I'm totally fine with having the chart open and not like having my finger, like my hand on the mouse, like ready to go, like fire the trade.
Oh, 100%. Riz, I'll tell you, when I first started trading options, seriously, I had a good savings account, so I took a step back from a business I was running, and I was on the charts from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day. And I was playing options, so I was scrolling through every blue chip. Every 1 minute, I would scroll through them again on the 1 minute chart, no setup, just constantly for 8 hours. And looking back at that, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how my brain didn't explode.
Well,
because that is a lot of mental capital.
You know, and that's, everybody's a little bit different. You know, some traders have that discipline and they can absorb the content. And really, what it is getting familiar with the platform, learning different strategies. You're doing trial and error. You know, you probably had some accounts throughout. You were paper trading through in between. And you're
I was live trading the whole time. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I had to be in a trade at all times. Yeah, it was bad. And then once you learn your setup, and I mean, learning the platform shouldn't take too long. But once you get your strategy, there's no point in just staring at it all day. It's either going to hit or it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. You're either right or you're wrong.
Ace, lock that Ister in London back at it. You had an amazing week, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. One for the record books. Was that five out of five? Absolutely crazy. Cut back on screen time. Still think I could more. I'm a big believer that less is more. You have your plan for the day, um, and that's all you got to do. Staring at the charts isn't going to help you. If anything, it'll make you worse because then you think you have to be in trades, all that kind of stuff. Day
Now,
11.
how many
Wow.
trades did you take today, Ace? Now, how many trades today did you take, and what was your risk to roll? Let me
Oh, dude,
ask you
I'm like,
this: how many? Let me ask you this: how many trades did you take, and how much money did you make? I'm going to show you some interesting math.
I guess. Well, luckily you got a nice dashboard where you can easily see your stats.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I will say, Riz, though, while he's getting his stats about Fridays, I always thought it was a great time to like buy a cheap eval if you really have that itch to trade. Like maybe not touch the fundeds, maybe not do a live account, but like that 33% off sale we're having right now. Grab yourself a cheap eval. It's not the end of the world if you blow it on a Friday. It's better than losing $2,000 in your sim funded account instead of losing what, $35, something like that.
Yep, exactly.
12 trades for me on paper. Okay, how'd you do? There was a lot of potential trades you could have taken just in this back and forth. Flirting with key levels just back and forth over and over.
See, look at this. If you take a 1.5 to 1 risk to reward with a single MNQ contract, if you take 5 trades over the course of those 5 trades, you'll make about $938. If you
Oh,
can stick to the risk to reward, you could potentially see that.
so even with a 50% win rate, basically,
Yeah.
you're still up $300. I mean, that's amazing. Or 60,
Like
60% win rate. I mean, that's something that a lot of people don't think about is you don't have to win every trade as long as your strategy is on point. I mean, 60% win rate, I think a lot of people can do 60%. I think most people in here can probably do 60% if they follow their rules. And then you still make money. Jaja, I agree 100%. I'll argue that till the day I die. I know traders because I can see stats, with Blue Sky, and I see traders with 30% win rates that are by far some of our most profitable traders. Just because their winners win and they cut their losers fast. Flip side, I see people with 95% win rates that don't end the day green ever because they're taking 2 points profit minus 10 points on a stop loss. That would be me. I didn't want to say your name. Come on.
And there's the math right there that you can work out between the two sizing, taking a single contract versus taking 3. You can see the big difference in points. You cut it down by a third, you're taking, 31 points, for take profit, with 3 cons, that puts you at $188 a trade. And with the max losses of $125, you start structuring your trades out like that, and you can really, see how you can start, building the day out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to know. It's good to actually see these numbers, Riz. I'm glad you made this. Because a lot of people don't realize that you don't have to be perfect.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything that kind of like puts it together in this kind of manner. I haven't finished it because I don't have enough credits with Claude AI, and I'm already kind of juiced up with my other AIs. So I've got a bunch of different projects I'm building simultaneously. So I'm gonna have to wait till probably this afternoon. I should be able to tackle it over the weekend and have it all done up and stuff. But yeah, I want to be able to have like a log, to where like you pick the plan you're gonna pick, and whether that be like you're gonna take 5 trades or 3 trades or one 2 trades, and then you just start to fill in the blanks on the trades and then enter it in if it's a win or a loss, and then it goes in your journal.
You know what?
That way.
That'd be pretty cool to look at, say like 3 separate evals, 3 separate defined strategies like that, and see over the course of like 2 weeks how they compare to each other.
Well, here's the other cool thing I added to it. So like I actually have an area in there that you can actually document your strategy. So when you take your trade, this is actually the ultimate plan on it. Is that when you're trying to learn a strategy, is that now you can assign what the trade was to that strategy. So if you went through the list and you found you're going to try the Bollinger Bands and you're going to do 2 weeks of trading on it, you can assign it to an account, whether it be a sim. That's a cool thing about like, our platforms. You can set up the sim, play in a paper account, and after a week or 2 weeks, you can go back and review what your trade performance was. And then you can substantiate how did this specific strategy work against another strategy you're using at the same time. And then you can kind of figure out, okay, which one do I need to get out, or which one do I need to review and figure out what am I doing wrong on it and stuff. So that's kind of how I'm kind of like piecing it together.
Yeah, and it'd also be cool to see the difference in like sizing on different accounts, because I think some people would find out that sizing up doesn't necessarily help you pass faster or make you money faster. Your P&L just fluctuates more.
That's all about having a trade plan, I feel, though, because if you don't know how many points or what the move you're looking for is, then how can you know what that trade would look like?
Exactly.
How can you formulate a plan of how to approach it, where your stop should be and where your take profit would be? And that's just experience and time in the charts, that seat time, and then knowing, and then having you got to have the nerve, like right here, if you were to take an NQ contract and say, okay, well, I'm going to grab like 2 NQ cons. I'm going to take them to the 200. And I know that would net me about 1.5K. I know that this trade right here is about 1.5K right here, roughly.
Mhm.
And, it's a matter of, do I have the nerve to take it? Do I have the capital? Where's my account at? And it's just risk management, how far away am I from a rebill on it? Stuff like that. So I'll start weighing in kind of factors like that. If I'm getting close to the reset date, stuff like that, I'll lean a little bit harder. I'm going to size up because I'll be more aggressive, because I already knew I'm going to get rebuild. And well, shoot, that means I'm going to have another 30 days to go at it. It may not be everyone's approach, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you have 1 day left and you still have some drawdown, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but it would benefit you to just YOLO it, because you're going to get rebuilt anyways.
That's what I say. If you're in that last, 3-4 days, you need to hurry up and go. Say that again. YOLO.
It's one of the few times that you'll hear me say be a degenerate.
No, greed is good. Greed is necessary. Greed is good.
Yeah, there's a tipping point with greed, though. I think we all know that. Like the tipping point in greed would be, I already hit my goals, I'm going back in. That's you being just too greedy.
I don't know. I think that really depends on what your read on the market is and how green you are.
That's true. Good point on that. Yeah.
You have to substantiate your actions. You have to quantify, qualify, and do your due diligence on why you're taking that next trade. The we have to put it in the right framework because not everyone is going to trade like that. I feel like that at least. I don't think that there's a reason for you to stop unless you're at your mark that you've already met your consistency targets, or you've already hit your roadblock that maybe you've hit your losing trade. And then it's a point of just reflection that, hey, you've already had all these successful winning trades. You've been super green. You finally took your hit. Let's call it a day now. That's more
Yeah,
my mindset. I'll go until I hit my roadblock and I hit my first losing trade. Then I'm like, all right, I'm done. Because I know at that point, what I don't want is I don't want to get tilted. So I'll let the market tell me
exactly.
when it's time for me to stop. I'll size in a little bit smaller. My stop will be a little bit tighter. My stop will go into the money a little bit sooner, just like on that last trade. I went back in thinking that we were going to get the continuation for lunch, and we puttered out. But what did I do? I put my stop in the money because I was like, you know what? I'm up $228 in this account, but I'm not willing to give up $68 of that 228 because then I'm not gonna even be up $200. Then I'm gonna be up only like what, $190 or something, or 140 something dollars, and I don't want to be like that. I want it to be over $200 because I also met my goal, which is my $200 a day goal. So, I start kind of playing in the what ifs and what's important to me. That $200 a day is super important to me. So that's a non-negotiable now. It's like, okay, when I got into it, I'm willing to risk it. And now I'm already in it looking weak. Okay, maybe not so much now. Change of opinion.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think what I was trying to say is if once you stop getting a read on the market, or you're just hopping in just because you're bored, or you're staring at the screen, that's the kind of greed I was talking about. Or after a losing trade, not knowing when to walk away.
For sure.
But man, market's just right. Staying in the zone. I think I don't know which way you're leaning going into the rest of the session. I know it's probably going to be some news that comes out, but I think if I had to pick, I'd say downside.
In all honesty, unfortunately, I think more downside. I don't think the news that we're going to get from Iran is going to be what anybody wants. I'm actually kind of
Yep,
worried it might be worse than what we expect.
I'm with you there, Riz.
I'm so worried that it's going to be a hate letter from Iran.
Yeah,
I think I'm more worried about that.
I'm kind of waiting for Iran just to say like, "Come get it, guys."
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And I think that makes them very dangerous.
I agree with you on that one.
I think that makes them very, very dangerous. Having an opponent that, already is, dang near poverty and living in, mountains and stuff. What can you take from those kind of people? How can you hurt them more than they already are hurting? And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Absolutely. But you're done for the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just stuck around since you popped in, and it's always nice to have
Okay.
someone else
Gotcha.
to chat with. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
hang with you. It's not a big deal.
yeah. I forgot you stopped at noon on Fridays.
Yeah.
That is a good time to
But
stop though. I like that. Hit the morning, get a win, call it a day.
yeah, I was enjoying my schedule before that. I was starting at 8 to 11. I thought that was the perfect mix. It got that 30 minutes in before the market opened, all the way up to the New York lunch, and then it was like, all right, see you guys later.
Yeah, I really like that half hour before market opens. I personally don't trade the first half hour New York unless I'm already in a position. But that first half hour, it's like New York light. I like it a lot.
Yeah, you can get a nice
There's still
movement
enough
on the
volume, but it's
market.
not going crazy. And then maybe you can position yourself to get the nice move at open.
Yeah, you get that breakout trend and the market just rips on you and you're already in it.